somebody else needs to invent something new besides mammograms, because I got to tell you, if guys had to have their junk squished like we did, no way. No way. Anyway.
Welcome back to Everyone Has a Story, true tales from everyday life. This week's story is about a most unwelcome phone call. The voice said, "I don't bring good news." The words no woman ever wants to hear, especially after a series of mammograms and other diagnostics. Nonetheless, this is the call Della received in the summer of 2021. Della has always had a very active life and focuses on what she can do to help others. She was a 25-year member of the esteemed singing group Sweet Adelines, volunteers for Honor Flight of Arizona, and is a real estate agent in the Valley of the Sun. And now it was time for her to be the one receiving care. This is Della's story. She will inspire you.
I was born in Waukegan, Illinois. Lived in a little town north of there called Zion, Illinois, right at the Illinois-Wisconsin border, right next to Lake Michigan. We would go fishing and we'd pull the net up and put it in the bucket, and it was fun for us as kids, but as I thought about it later as an adult, my town has a nuclear reactor, and we would go swim right next to said nuclear reactor in the 70s, and I'm thinking, now, yeah, well, maybe that's caused my breast cancer. I have no clue, and we can get to that later. We grew up in a Lutheran school, kindergarten to 8th grade. At the time, there was 60 kids total in the school. That's the whole school. My graduating class was 4, me and 3 others. And we had 3 classrooms in each, 3 classes in each classroom. So 6 through 8, he might teach math to the 8th graders while the 6th and 7th graders study. It was a very interesting dynamic, but it taught me to focus, which I'm grateful for. He was awesome. He not only taught the classes he needed to teach, but then he was also the music instructor, and we, I don't know why, he was kind, he was always there, he was present, and music brings people together. So I think that was a thing that, I was never in the principal's office, praise God. But I know people who did have their hands and butts whooped with the ruler. So that was not me. He was a good guy. Math and me were kind of like this. I really liked social studies. I really enjoyed knowing about people, about history. To me, it was fascinating because it involved people, and why I didn't get a degree in psychology or history, I have no idea. 0. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up at all. I mean, I saw Wonder Woman when I was 8 years old. I'm like, cool. She's cool. I like her. That was probably my segue to understand down the line that I'm gay. And I think that was my first, okay, something different about this. So it was June of 21. And you go earlier, 6 months earlier, do your mammogram. Hate mammograms. Somebody else needs to invent something new besides mammograms, because I got to tell you, if guys had to have their junk squished like we did, no way. No way. Anyway, so I go to my mammogram. They're like, yeah, you got a spot. We're not sure. Come back in 6 months. Okay. Go back. Another mammogram. 2 in 1 year. So exciting. Yeah, there's something here. Go get your, I think I had an ultrasound next. Yeah, we can't quite make it out. We need you to have a MRI, breast MRI. So, sure enough, I get a call. It was a Friday morning, I think. I don't bring good news. I'm like, yep, here we go. Fine. There's 2 small spots on your left breast. They're cancerous. I said, well, I'm not surprised. My mom had breast cancer. Her mom had breast cancer. My cousin just had a mastectomy not even a year before me. We're all the oldest. It could have something to do with that damn nuclear plant that my hometown has, that I swam next to. So I wasn't surprised. And they said they were small, so I thought, okay, I got this. Went to my breast surgeon. She recommended lumpectomy and radiation. I'm like, okay, can I talk to the oncology radiologist? Because I want to understand what that's going to look like. And I want to understand from a plastic surgeon what it would be like if I decided to go another option. And I wasn't going to have implants because horror stories I've heard. But there's another process called the diepflap procedure, which basically takes your belly fat and moves it to your breasts. I thought, wow, okay, well, that's a twofer. Get rid of a little belly fat, ta-da. So I talked to the oncology radiologist, who is a little scary. She was very honest, and I'm grateful that she was. But where mine was located, they're like, well, she said you could have scarring on your heart, your ribs. It's not fully directed. It's like all on your breast, so it's not penciled in. I'm like, ugh, I don't like that idea. So I talked to the plastic surgeon who does this diepflap procedure. He had studied under one of the gentlemen who had invented it in Louisiana, so one, I felt good about that. And I struggled because this is like life-changing, right? Because if you're doing this, you can't, you're done, right? So I talked with my other half, Judy. Ultimately, she's like, honey, it's your decision. I said, I know, but this is a hard one, right? So in the end, I thought, I don't want to have radiation if I can help it. God knows what that does to your body. I've heard stories about that too. So I decided to have the diepflap procedure. Yeah, had my mastectomy in August of 21. Lucky me. So they put spacers just to kind of hold your skin space till you can heal up, and then have the procedure where they do the body fat transfer. My luck, of course, I got an infection on the spacers within 2 weeks. I'm like, why are my breasts hot? And then I had necrosis, so I had a deadening of the tissue underneath one of my breasts. I'm like, oh, of course I do. So I had to have a second surgery to get that all removed, and then they just kind of tuck your skin in and kind of hold it there till you heal, till you can have your procedure, right? Kind of got a feeling of how it would be like to be flat, and it was weird because I almost had phantom pain. Not pain, but I would go buy something and think, well, my breast should have hit that, but I don't have any right now. And it was weird because I had a physical therapist tell me this. They equate not that kind of process where you go flat to almost like an amputation, because you're missing a piece of you. And that's not a limb, but it's still a piece of you. And so I had my diepflap procedure that November. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, drains, you can only sleep on your back, which just for anybody who's anybody, I mean, yeah, it was a journey to heal. I'm not used to being taken care of, and God bless Judy for being a fabulous caretaker. And then I had one more procedure where they kind of even you out, because there can be puckering in the belly with the scar and stuff. And I knew it was going to be some little lipo. There is no little lipo. Forget about that. No. Holy crap. I mean, bruising. Oh my God, is all I'm going to say. If you ever have any questions, come find me, because I can tell you all about it. So 4 surgeries in 1 year. great mom, sis. My family and friends were great. I debated if I would share my story on Facebook, but I did. Kind of opening up your whole private life and everything. And I'm glad I did. I had a lot of people watching my story. I had one gal. She says, she got with me, personal message me, and thanked me for sharing my story. She says, I haven't had a mammogram in 15 years, and because of you, I went and got one. And I was like, okay, just by being me, I maybe helped somebody, which is great. It was a journey. I'm almost, 23? Yeah, I'm 2 years out. I work with a personal trainer right now. I'm as healthy as I've ever been. I'm happy. If you would have said to me, 2 years ago, I'm going to feel like I do now. I feel like myself, whatever my new myself is. I didn't let the diagnosis get me down. I think that was a big thing. Your attitude is everything. I have friends who have had things where they've metastasized. So for me, just finding 2 little spots that were contained, it wasn't in my lymph nodes, I'm like, whoop, let's have a party, right? So I feel very blessed that going through this whole journey, mine seems very easy to the friends I know that are dealing with other issues. Just taught me to live every day. You never know what's coming your way. That phone call, there's times that I'll get cut off talking to somebody on the phone. I'll pick it back up and I say, I just want to say goodbye. Because I don't know. Maybe that is my last goodbye with them, right? So just live every day on purpose. That's kind of what it taught me. And share and be there as a resource for people. I had another friend who, after I got my diagnosis, she had a breast cancer diagnosis. She hit me up right away and she's like, tell me about your process. I want to understand it because I think I'm going to do what you're doing. And she did. And she had great results too. So share, care, love each other. That's kind of, I keep coming back to being present and caring about yourself and caring about others. So, yeah. So, let's see, what would I like to pass on to the next generation? I'm glad I did not have social media when I was a child. So glad I don't deal with that crap. Which leads me to get your damn nose out of your phone and enjoy who and what's around you. Yes, the phone and social media is a great thing. It connects us. It's opened up so many doors for people. But every now and again, a phone call, a good visit with a friend in person, face to face, or if you have to, Zoom or whatever. But don't miss life doing this because you can't get it back. And be kind. We're in a tough world right now. Everything seems to be heightened, and there's right and there's left and all this good stuff. But really, life happens in the middle. There's a lot of us sitting here in the middle that just, listen to other people's point of view and, be able to give them a safe space to talk. But in the same vein, you can agree to disagree. That's okay. And it's okay to compromise too, right? You don't have to be right. Just be kind and create a good space for all of us in this universe that we share to, make it through another year being happy and being present and not missing things. See too much of that. People at tables and the kids are on their phone and the parents are on their phones. It's like, hey, let's make good people here. Let's talk. Let's be kind to each other. And I don't know what else to say, but that's kind of that.